Good morning. Happy Saturday. Just waiting for my friends to show up. Sitting at the playground. Waiting. I know a few will show up on Saturday mornings, but some of you are done watching your cartoons now. So I'll wait for you. I'm patient. You're so used to my not getting here on time that I was going to show up on time. Sorry about that. I'm feeling better today. I got no headache. Woohoo! I see one. Good morning. I'm going to try to share out like a good girl. Hi, Julie Kiss. Good morning. How are you? Hi, Ruth. I think that's Ruth I see. Good morning. How are you peoples on a Saturday morning? Who's watched their cartoons today? I think both of you are about in that same. Our Saturday morning cartoons. That's what the only thing that was going through my head as I pulled this up today was my favorite Saturday morning cartoons. What were your favorite shows? That was like, we would get up early in the morning, we'd get a bowl of sweetened cereal, some kind of marshmallowy. Lucky Charms was my favorite. Did you have a favorite cereal when you were a kid? And then we'd sit down in front of those cartoons and we watch it for a couple hours, and then we were outside playing, which is exactly my plan for today. I'm here. You guys are my cartoon. We've already, actually, Jim and I have already walked down to the pancake house. A big old fattening plate of French toast this morning, so now I've got to go out and work it off. So I'm going to get out there here in a little bit. It's not raining here today, which is awesome. So we've had a lot of thunderstorms. So I'm going to get out and just enjoy nature and mountains and see what kind of adventures we want to find today. So, Dido, I see. You help Ruth out with events. Very good. What would you like? How can I help you today? I know she said something about classes. So, however you want me to announce those classes, let me know. We don't have a whole lot going on yet. It tends to be more people watching after the fact once I actually get around to sharing. So, I get my cute little group, and we'll go into some meditation time here in a little while. We like to go into the garden. Julie knows all about that, so that's where we're going to go. I'm feeling really peaceful today. And finally, I hope you guys are feeling the energy shift. Let me know if it's just me. French toast was yummy. When you go to these, there is no place in this town. I've looked. I've looked for places that actually serve food that's healthy. So I went in and sat. This was Jim's idea. So we go in and we sit down, and I'm like, there's really nothing on this menu that I should be eating. The lady comes to the table just as sweet as she can be, and she said, I was gonna just get eggs for the protein, and I caved at the last minute. I'm like, French toast sounds good. I said, Jim, are we gonna go out and get some exercise? And he said, yes. I said, all right, I'm gonna go for the French toast. She said, do you want anything on the side, any meat? And I was like, well, you don't have vegetarian options, or maybe even turkey bacon, something like that? She goes, nope. I said, it's just the real thing. It's just the fat, the pig. Nothing that you can eat there. I don't even think they had fruit on the menu. There was no vegetables. It was all gooey pancakes of every kind. And you could get eggs, but you could get, most of the plates had greasy old meat with it, and you could get all you can eat gravy, biscuits and gravy. That's the big thing down south here. Biscuits and gravy, which is basically, the guys that have never lived in the South, basically what they do is take the grease from either the bacon or from the sausage in the pan, and they leave a little bit of crumbly sausage in there too sometimes. Whatever the fried up icky stuff that fell off of the sausage that they were making stayed in the grease. They take that grease and they mix some flour and milk, usually like a white sauce, and they just let it get all bubbly, and then they pour it over biscuits. So it's grease. It's grease, and it's flour, and it's milk. That's what they eat here. I don't know how anybody lives past the birthday of 40, because you'd think their arteries would just say, blump, we're done by the time the 40th birthday rolls around. But they don't. They seem to live a long time. So somewhere they know something that I don't. But I can't eat that stuff. My body will say, let's go to the emergency room 5 minutes later. So I don't do that stuff. So I did get some French toast, and I had about half the plate, and I was like, yeah, that's enough of that. It was real. The syrup that they use here must come straight from the trees. It's really thin and really sweet. So it didn't take me long to be really done. So that's where I am today. But I woke up without a headache. That's where we started. I really feel like suddenly the energy on the planet, something shifted during the night, and suddenly I feel so much better. So I don't know if it's just a shift for me, if I finally got some healing where it needed to be, or what happened, but this is the first day. My body hurts because I crashed and burned while I was climbing in the mountains yesterday, so I'm like a little sore. But other than that, and it may be that too, I finally got smart. I finally decided yesterday to go out and I haven't been feeling good all week. I've been tired. I haven't been listening to my body. I've been staying in the house and taking naps and trying to, I've been restful, but I haven't gone out to the mountains. So yesterday, Jim showed up and hauled my hiney out to the mountains, and we went out there and we found a troll bridge. We did. It's very magical in these mountains. We went out looking, and we found this cute little bridge that they call the troll bridge. So I was out looking for magical creatures, and I found a tree that was the most massive tree that I've ever seen in these mountains, and I was hugging on it. It's funny, I went up, people think I'm crazy. I really think, I'm over them thinking I'm crazy. I saw this tree and I was like, oh my gosh, like that tree and I are going to get to know each other. So I went over, he's got pictures of me getting to know the tree. It was huge. So I just went over and started talking to her. She had moss all over, really beautiful, dark green moss all over one side of her. So I got up really close, and he had walked away, so he wasn't hearing me talk to the tree. And I said, oh gosh, I love you so much. Can we share some energy? I asked her permission first, and she was like, bring it. And so at first I just had my hands on the tree, and I really think that she said heart to heart to me. And I was like, oh, heart to heart, okay. So I just hugged heart to heart on the tree for a few minutes, and when I came away from that headache was gone. I swear to you guys, it's like there is just nature, these trees, there's so much magic and so much healing just in going out into nature. Hi, Carol Ann, my friend. How are you this morning? So I just finally listened and went into nature. There was a horrible thunderstorm. Not shortly after we saw that troll bridge, it was bad. There was even a tree down on the road. Hi, John. So we managed to get back. Out of those mountains. We were traveling through the storm, and so it was a bad storm yesterday. You don't really want to be in these mountains when those storms hit, because trees do come down. So every so often somebody gets killed just by getting a tree falling on them. So we got out. But man, the power. It poured rain. Everything's so green and beautiful this morning. We already took a walk down for that big old gross breakfast that we had. But we walk right through the park, right down by the mountain stream that comes right down beside my house. And I'll post the shot later. I was walking back up through that park, and the sun was shining through the tree, and it was making these beautiful rays, and the water is gone, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is heaven. Yes, all they've got is icky restaurants. Somebody needs to put some healthy food in this town. But man, this is heaven. This is my heaven, truly. I feel so blessed to be here every day. This is my joy. So that's where I am today. I'm bringing you happiness today. Love to see it someday. I would love for you to see it too. I'm right here. I got a spare bedroom. Anybody wants to come hang out. I already had Gerald Ann. I think she's the only Carrie. Carrie came. Carrie Butcher was here. The energy just shifted. Sorry, that kind of distracted me. I don't know what that was. We'll find out in a minute, probably. Who else is super sensitive? Who else hears those shifts of energy? Literally, it's like, what was that? My hearing is getting so much more sensitive. It's always been sensitive, but now it's like every shift of energy has an effect on me, which is where the headaches and stuff are coming from. I think that we're just in a big transition right now. Our bodies are really going through a change at a cellular level, and it's difficult sometimes to keep up. So, doing the best I can. Go hug a tree today if you're not feeling good. Hi, Lauren. How are you? Shelly, how are you? I always have to think of your name. Hello. All is well. All is well. All is well. No more migraine. I had to get it out of my system yesterday. I'm good. So I hope you are well too, Shelly. Hello, Lauren. I like it. You guys are gathering. I put on here today. I'm in a really good space. I hope you're feeling that energy today. I'm in a good space today. So feel really good finally. Everything's lifted. And I'm just breathing it in, sharing it out. It's my job. So, and I'm going to get out there today again with that camera and see if I can photograph some bugs or something. I want the macro lens on. I love to photograph bugs. I'm like one of these weird people that loves to see a bug's face up close and see the hairs and see. I like to show people how if I could just get close enough, if I just had the right lens to get close enough to a dragonfly, that would be like, I could die then. Like that, I did it. That's all I ever wanted to do. That's how crazy I am about bugs. It's Carol Ann hugged a tree the other day. Didn't think to ask permission. I never thought to ask permission either. I just feel like I went up to that tree and there was so much energy and power in that tree. It was like it required me to just say, oh, I need to ask you if it's okay. And then when I did, it was like she was so inviting. And trees are never guys to me. I don't know why. That tree was definitely a mama tree. That's what I call the big ones. Hi, mama tree. It's like I'm talking to an elephant. It's like they're so alive and they're so responsive. I think that maybe, possibly I was a tree in a past life. I don't know. But I love trees, truly. I know I've got Native American. I know I've done that before in past lives. So that part of me that really, really, really responds or is drawn to nature, I think that's where that comes from. I love dragonflies too. They're like, that's one of my things that I associate to Steve. So when a dragonfly comes in close to me, I'm like a child. I'll just stand there and I love the way they move. There's a park in Rochester. Last summer I was still there, and there's a bridge that goes over. They've made it through this park, and it goes over cattails, like a little cattail forest, I call it. And when I go over that, there's these dragonflies that zoom in, and they're big, and they zoom all over, and you can see that they're up there hunting for the bugs and things, which I'm thankful for. I'm always like, thank you for doing that, so the bugs aren't attacking me. But they, if you stand really quiet, they come right down, and they're like right there in your face, just like a helicopter, right here, looking at you. And I'm like, I love it so much. I'm such a child these days. But I do, I love that kind of stuff. It's distracting for people that take walks with me because they're like, where'd she go? And I'm like, off chasing fairies in the forest. Yes, this is fun. I gotta tell you, I did this. This is how childish I am. Anybody that wants to go for a walk in the woods with me, just let me know. We went searching and we found this little troll bridge, what they call a troll bridge. This is an area of the national park where there's a campground close by, and there used to be this national park used to be privately owned land, and so there's a lot of like old chimneys and structures that used to be people's homes. It's a little sad to me. Sometimes I feel the energy of loss. This cute little bridge is all made out of rock, natural rock from the area. It's a beautiful little bridge, and Jim had walked way ahead of me. He walks really fast. He's 6'3". I'm 5'5.5". If I can hold on to that extra little bit, I got short little legs, and so he's gone every time he walks so fast, like he's a man on a mission. That's what my daughters call him. He's a man on a mission. He's gonna go find something. Well, we were looking for the troll bridge, so I'm wandering through, taking pictures, doing my thing, looking for fairies in the forest, and he's gone. He'd already seen it, and he kept on walking to try to, because he's an engineer, he's trying to figure everything out. He's off trying to figure out where the road used to be and stuff that I don't really pay attention to. I see this troll bridge, and I'm like, oh, look at that. I'm definitely going to take some pictures of that. And I got down under it, and I wanted to feel the energy underneath there. I wanted to see if there was actually a troll, literally. I went under the bridge to find the troll. I'm going to admit to you, I'm looking for the troll. So I got under the bridge and I heard him walking back. I could hear his big old footsteps coming back, and I'm waiting. I'm sitting there under that little bitty bridge waiting, listening all the time. And when he got really close, I could hear his feet hit the bridge, and I said, "Who's that walking over my bridge?" And I was waiting for him to answer me, going, "It's just me, little Billy Goat Gruff." But he wouldn't do it. He didn't play along. Big disappointment of my day. He didn't. Actually, what he did was lightened up the steps, walk around behind me and said, "What are you doing?" And he scared me right back. So it didn't work, but it was fun trying. Yes, animals. John, you're so... Oh, Lauren, you're 5'0". So yeah, you're the smaller one than me, but I never really thought I was that small until I walked beside him. And I'm like, hello up there. Mighty, what do we call it? Jolly Green Giant. John, yes, the animals are more responsive. Even him, he's a lot more gifted than he knows. He's very much an empath. Shh, don't tell him he's out there someplace. He'll listen. He's very gifted, and so the animals are, and he's a gentle soul. So he's walking along, and there's a deer, and it kept coming closer to him because he's just quietly standing there, and it's coming in, coming in, coming in. So, and it's not just the animals. I feel like all of nature is more responsive. The more we pay attention, the more our eyes are open. Before Steve died, I didn't pay attention. I noticed. I was like, oh, there's a sunset, whatever. Now it's like, after he died, I really stopped. I was like, man, time is so precious. I'm just going to stop. And I feel like he being close to me, he made my senses more aware anyway. It was almost like he was whispering in my ear, like, would you stop and just watch that sunset? So I remember the first year, especially, first few months, more than anything, I needed that nature. I was being drawn to it. So where we lived was pure magic. Santa Claus, Indiana is the most magical place I've ever lived. It has to be with a name like that. And there's this beautiful lake in the community where we lived. They had 3 lakes. One of them was called Christmas Lake, one of them was called Holly, and one of them was called something else like that. I can't remember. It'll come to me in a minute. It was all magical, and that Christmas lake was big and actually shaped. It was man-made. It was actually shaped like a Christmas tree, believe it or not. It had the most gorgeous sunsets. They would come over the water, so I'd be driving home, and I'd look over and see that. Oh my gosh, those colors were magical, and I'd just pull in and climb that hill up over the green and look in there over the water and just sit there. Nothing was going to stop me from... I saw more sunsets, and the dragonflies would zoom in, and the animals. There was a white deer. There was a white deer there. She was pure white, and she was like a unicorn. And there was so much magic. I felt like I'd walk through the woods, and I could feel him. I could feel Steve close to me. I could feel his energy. There was like this electricity suddenly, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, you're here. I know you're here. I can feel you. that area, I brought that magic with me here because he taught me how to see the magic again, how to look for the unicorns, how to see those dragonflies as the little helicopters for fairies. That's why I love dragonflies. I'm waiting to see if there's a fairy on their back. I'm still waiting. I know they're there. I just I haven't trained my eyes yet to see them. But I know they're there, so I'm going to spend time with them. I'm going to slow down. Don't go so fast. Slow down. Look at all that magic that's around you. It's all around us. We've just forgotten. And not only do we have magic all around us, but we have magic all within us. So when we slow down long enough to pay attention to the truth of who we are, we start to rediscover that we're part of that. That as we walk through the woods, of course the dragonflies want to come see us. Of course the trees want us to hug them. That tree wasn't just giving to me, I was giving to her. She wants me to come notice her. Nature wants us to notice the magic and the beauty. Because when we start to pay attention and we start to teach our children about all that magic, then not only are we gifted by more magic, but we're helping. We're awakening people. How can we hurt this planet when we love it? We don't hurt things that we love. So when we fall in love with the planet, we suddenly take better care of it. We're not going to hurt those animals. I can't hurt that animal because I love it too much. Teach our children, teach these future generations to love this planet, to walk barefoot, to caress the caress the earth with your bare feet. I love to say that because That's how I feel. I took off my shoes yesterday. We went under this one beautiful old train bridge. It's gorgeous. I think I posted some pictures. If I didn't, I'll post some. But we went under this beautiful bridge right away, and there's this area in the water where you could go down, and it's pretty deep. You could swim in it if you wanted to. I took off my shoes, and I was just walking lightly over the rocks. Then I went over and stepped carefully into the water, and I just stood there and felt that water and that energy, that beautiful ancient earth energy, just fill my whole body. And it was like, thank you so much. I needed this so much. Healing came in. It was like, oh my gosh, why did I wait so long for this? It's like 10 minutes away from my house. Why did I wait to do this? It was my reminder, my wake-up call. Our bodies, not just my body, our bodies require us to slow down. Right now we're in this huge transition. Our bodies need us to slow down and pay attention and go out there and let nature. Have you ever thought about this? We're always breathing. We're born and we start breathing. And we're always breathing in air. And when we breathe out carbon dioxide, the trees take it and turn it back into oxygen. They need our carbon dioxide as much as we need their oxygen. It's this beautiful exchange. Well, what if a couple months ago I realized that what if when we're doing these meditations and we're allowing our negative energy to flow back into the earth, and the earth turns it around and refreshes it and gives it back? What if it's the same process as breathing? We let go, the earth renews, brings it back, just like breathing. Why do we make it such a weird thing? Like people are like, you're grounding your energy. You're doing so. It's not weird. It's as natural as breathing. We need it. Hi, Angel. I think I missed you a minute ago. Thank you for watching. So, see me not wearing my glasses again? Good gracious morning, sister love. Good morning, sisters and brothers. So, Shelly's saying good morning too. So I would love for us, for me especially, because I'm always turning it back to me, to remember that it's not a chore to the earth to refresh my energy. It's not a chore, really, for my loved ones when they say, I would like to do this for you, and I say, nope, I got it, I'm doing it all by myself. It's not a chore for them to gift me with their attentions or their gifts, whatever they decide to do. I'm actually taking away that blessing. We're taking that blessing away from the earth too. When we don't spend time, we don't give our energy to the earth, we're actually not giving the earth what it needs, and we're not receiving the blessing back. We're so used to being the givers and not the receivers. So the earth reminded me of that yesterday. It's been a really hard week for me physically. It's been really difficult. I've been really exhausted, pushing my way through it. These headaches have been just kicking my fanny to the curb. Yesterday, finally, with the aura, you can't see anything. It's like, are you going to listen to us now? Now that you can't see, it's time to start using those ears of yours. And I did. I listened, and I went out into nature, and I grounded. And I'm thankful for a person, a man in my life like Steve, who knows when I need nature and looks at me and says, all right, we're going to go out here. Get in the car. We're going into nature. Thank you for sending me someone that reminds me when I need nature. I'm blessed, truly blessed. So that's my thing this morning. I haven't been watching you guys. Yes, Carol Ann says, yes, John, she had a hummingbird hover around the other day. My daughter had that same thing. Enjoy our time here. I enjoy it too. We have to enjoy our time on this planet. We came here for this, didn't we? We signed up for this, the good and the bad. Like, why do we think we have to come here and just work so hard and suffer? We came here because I realized that probably 3 or 4, I don't know, it's maybe a month after Steve died. I'm walking along and I'm like, I know that I came back here. I know that this isn't my home base. And I'm like, why do I keep coming back to this planet? And I've clearly heard him say, it was one of the first times I clearly heard him speak through me. It was, because that's your favorite vacation spot. And I went, oh yeah, yeah, you're right. I love this planet. I love this planet. It has so much to offer. The energy is heavy, and it can be traumatic, and it can be difficult and painful. And man, look at the mountains. And look at the eyes of a mother holding a newborn baby. Look at that. There's nothing, the day, every one of my children, today's one of their birthdays, as a matter of fact, every one of them, the second I held them in my arms, when I first found out I was expecting, it's like, oh my gosh, look at you. You are the most amazing thing. How did this come from me? Like, look at how beautiful you are. I love this planet, and I love every experience that I have on this planet, and even the painful stuff that created who I am today. I love it here. I love it here. And I'll never stop loving it. So, I was going to tell you, Carol Ann, my daughter, who now lives here with me, was sitting out talking in the carport talking to a friend the other day. And there's a woodchuck came up the side yard. It likes to hang out at the neighbor's house. They haven't been there for a while. They're in Alaska, and this woodchuck is now camping under their house. I hope it doesn't do too much damage. It came up right over to the side, and it stood right up on 2 feet looking at her, and so she was talking to it. And then it went away. She's thinking she's going to feed it. No more pets. Anyway, she's just sitting there. Thank goodness it wasn't the bear, because the bear will sneak under there too sometimes when nobody's watching. But she just sat there for a little while, and she heard a noise, and she looked up, and there was a hummingbird right here in her face, reminding her probably the same thing he's been reminding me. Would you please go put the feeder out front? I'd like some sugar, please. But it's what it's like. You guys are so right. It's like they're just seeking us out. So it is getting later. I'm gonna try. I've got Jim waiting. We want to go out into the mountains today and have some time to just hide out again. It's just too beautiful a day. We gotta go up high today because it's getting warmer and warmer and warmer. The beautiful thing about this area is you can be down here and it might be 85 or 90, and you go up to the mountains and it drops 10, 15, 20 degrees, and then you gotta put on a sweater. So I think it's gonna be a good day to get up out there where it's cooler. So we're gonna do that and enjoy letting nature renew us again. So let's go to that place for a few minutes, those of you that want to stick with me. We got a nice little group. It's been fun playing today and talking. I never did get your favorite cartoons. Did you have favorite cartoons when you were a child? Did you sit around and watch the cartoons when you were a child? But some of you may be too young. But those of us that are over a certain age, we didn't get TV all day long. We only got the cartoons early on Saturday mornings, and every now and then the Disney movie on Sunday nights. And every now and then Charlie Brown would be on in the evening. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I love Chitty. I still, to this day, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is like my favorite movie ever made. I knew I loved Jim when he said that he was watching Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm done. It's he likes Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. He's got to be a good man. What did you guys like? Anything real quick? We got just a few seconds. Oh, you want to come? Angel, I would love for you guys to just join me. We had so much fun with Carrie. When Carrie, Caleb, Gerald Ann, and I all got together at the water that day, it was like all old family. It was like, I know you people. I've never been at home with family, with my own family before. When I was with them, I was like, oh my gosh, I can go out in the woods and look for fairies. I can meditate here on this rock. Nobody's looking at me weird. I'm like absorbing all that earth energy, and so were they. They were digging up rocks. They were just. Carrie is amazing too. She's like, the dragonflies come around because they sense your energy. I'm like, oh, you're so cool. I love that. I would love to spend more time. I can't wait until we can travel and all of us can find a way. This area would be the best place ever to have a huge, big soul family reunion, because it's all about tourism. There's motels everywhere and campgrounds. The campground would be awesome. Everybody bring a tent. Whatever you want to do, we'll find a way. This is going to pass, and we're going to find ways to get together physically. So right now we got this. So thank you for joining me. Snoopy. I liked Snoopy too. I was a little depressed sometimes. The Christmas Charlie Brown was kind of depressing. The Christmas Charlie Brown to me was Thanksgiving was depressing. They're sitting around eating popcorn. What happened to all their families? They're all sitting around eating popcorn, and the grown-ups in the show just go mwah 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 mwah. There's no parental anything. And even the teachers, any grown-ups, they don't actually talk. So maybe that's what kids hear from us. I don't know. But then the Christmas one, even though it's kind of sad, the Christmas is heartwarming to me. I always like Charlie Brown Christmas. The way they're all dancing on the stage, and Pigpen's got the dust, and then Charlie Brown's got his little bitty Christmas tree, and he puts, and then he tries to hang a ball and it falls off, and then all of his friends show up, and they all decorate that little bitty tree together. They stop saying negative things to him for just a little while, thank goodness. Linus even brings his blanket and puts it underneath. The friends again, and that's beautiful. So thank you for that reminder. Ren and Stimpy, you're definitely younger than me. Ren and Stimpy is not as old as what I was. I've seen it before because my kids kind of liked it, although it wasn't something that I thought that they probably should have been watching at that age. It's an interesting cartoon, but I can see where you'd like that, Lauren. Sounds magical. Yeah, everything's magical in my world. I'm gonna get a sip because we're gonna go ahead and go into a little meditation time. I hope you'll join me because we're gonna make this a really sweet time with some critters and whatever you'd like to enjoy there. So if you're ready for that, Carol Ann loved the Roadrunner. I liked the Roadrunner too, but I was like, it was very traumatic for that poor coyote. That's what he was. He's always falling off cliffs and stuff, he's only trying to get a meal, truly. He's just doing what's natural to him. There was nothing really, but I didn't think of it that way when I was a kid. I was always rooting for the Roadrunner too. Rugrats, yay, Rugrats you must be around the same age as some of my kids, because Rugrats was a big thing for us. Rugrats and the Angry Beavers. I loved the Angry Beavers. What other ones? The Thornberries. The Thornberries were good. I like them a lot. There's some cartoons that you just were like, yeah, that's good. I really enjoy this. You guys watch this. If I gotta watch it with you, I'm gonna watch this. Some of them. Rugrats was fun. I did like Rugrats a lot. Eek the Cat. How about Cat Dog? Did you ever watch Cat Dog, where they're half cat, half dog, great big long animal? That was fun too. Tailspin. Darkwing Ducks. Chip and Dale, I watched. Rescue Rangers, yep, I've seen all of those. Dido here, I like Wacky Races with Muttley. I think I remember Muttley. I do remember Muttley. Didn't he have like a big long, was all low to the ground like a white car? That I do remember that. It was a ways back, but I do kind of have a memory of that. Real Monsters was kind of freaky. The guy would take his eyeball out, and that one was freaky. But I watched all those with Macaulay and Jess, I think. She is now 29, Mac is 27, so they're probably around the same age. And we watched Face, was that it? I remember when Mac had horrible chicken pox. He was like 3 or 4 years old. He got horrible chicken pox, and I had to stay home from work and sit and watch cartoons with him. And it was that Children's Network. I can't, for some reason it's not coming to me right now, but they had that Face thing that would come on, and that was the one that had Blue's Clues and all those shows. So we would sit and watch all those cute little shows together. Ty liked Bob the Builder. He was really into Bob the Builder. Real Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles. Yep. I've seen those. Ninja Turtles was big when I worked in a daycare center when I was 19. I took care of all kinds of little kids. They were 3 all the way up to 12. And I remember the first one that said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I'm like, what in the world is that? That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What are they thinking? They eat pizza. But it is a cute show. The dog Muttley. I like the dog Muttley too. Muttley was very cute. Too old for Cat Dog. Lauren, we're never too old for Cat Dog. If I had to watch it as a grown-up, I know I'm older than you. Cat Dog was weird. Cat Dog came out around the same time as Angry Beavers, and Angry Beavers was really funny. Blue's Clues, my daughter loved that. I've got so many kids from different ages. Like I started and I just kept having kids. So my oldest is 29 and my youngest is only 13. So they all had their different shows. Abby really got into Yo Gabba Gabba, which I thought was the strangest show ever. Really strange, but she liked that. So I've been there for all of them. Johnny Bravo, Powderpuff Girls, yeah, Powerpuff Girls, yes. Ed and Eddie and Dexter's Lap. Yes, Jess. You got to be around the same age as my oldest kids, Lauren. We were into all that stuff. They were into it. You know what really makes me crazy? I am going to do a meditation, by the way, right after I tell you the one cartoon that I cannot stand to hear it anymore because Jess has been so obsessed with it, and it went down from one kid and it never goes away. You'll know what I'm talking about. SpongeBob SquarePants. You guys, don't ever, ever put SpongeBob on a TV when I'm around. I lose it. I literally cannot stand. It's like nails on a chalkboard. I'm like, please, I cannot stand his voice anymore. It was okay for a little while, but it never goes away. It just keeps on. And after a while, you're like, my gosh, please go away. Please, this show needs to go someplace. And it just keeps coming back around again. And then they made movies. Take a big breath. It's going to be okay. Go ahead, tell me, Lauren, you like SpongeBob too, I bet. SpongeBob is Scooby-Doo. I love Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo is one of my favorites. Gumby, yes, Gumby, I remember that. And Davy and Goliath every Sunday morning. I watched Davy and Goliath every Sunday morning before we went to church. Longest running Nicktoon, SpongeBob, since 1999. Exactly. She was born in 1991, so she was 8 years old when it started. She's now 29. She still loves SpongeBob. So it's been around for a long time. It never goes away. Abby likes it, and Abby's only 13. It's not going to ever go away. Stopped watching Nickelodeon around 1997. Yeah, well, I don't even know if it's still out there because we only stream shows now. You know, we used to have to actually watch channels, and now we just go to Netflix or whatever, and we just stream our shows and watch it whenever we want. So it's changed everything. 90s Gumby, yep. All right, you guys, that's enough cartoons now. We've had our 10 minutes of cartoons. Now it's time to go back to our meditation. Let's get everybody all nice and calm and relaxed for your Saturday. So you can go out. We're going to go into nature in our minds for a few minutes, in our imaginations. So anybody that wants to step out of the building, do it now. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to send us into the garden again today. We've been doing that. We're creating the most beautiful garden. Everyone works together with me, and we're creating something magical. So let's do that. So get your feet on the ground like a big tree. You got roots going deeply into the ground. Big breath. Climbing all the way up your spine. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. This beautiful energy coming up through your roots into your body. It's grounding you. Family Double Share gets Legends of the Hidden Temple. That's pretty, yeah, that's a game too, isn't it? Steve used to like that game. Shh, I'm going to stop reading your comments now. All right, you guys, now that you're nice and grounded, we're calling in the archangels. We're calling in Archangel Michael. I always do. I love to have protection over each one of us, over our land, over our cars, over our pets, over anyone else in that home with you, over me, all of us. We're accepting that protection. I feel that energy entering the building now. Thank you. Now that we're all protected and grounded, we're going to go off into this garden together. There it is, my little photo of a garden. A little something. Let's use that for a few minutes instead of staring at my face. And let's go into this magical place where there's butterfly. I just saw a yellow butterfly flutter, the brightest yellow butterfly go by the window, welcoming us into this garden. So as you're looking at that garden, there's a little stairway to climb. And as you're climbing those stairways, I want you to envision someone standing at the gate waiting for you. And it can be anyone. It can be a loved one. It could be God or Jesus or an angel or Buddha. It could be anyone that you like. It could be Elvis Presley. It could be anyone. You get to envision who's waiting there for you. They have a big hug waiting for you. So go ahead and, as you're counting, I'd love for you to climb those steps. And we're going to count to 10. And when you get to them, you just go ahead and get a big hug. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just fall into that hug. Can you feel it? Sit there and hold on to them for just a minute. Let them give you all that beautiful, loving energy, filling every cell of your body with all of this beautiful energy of Source. The universe, all of that love that's waiting there for you. And give it back. Let there be an even exchange. You have more than enough. You're so filled with love. You are love. And then as you stand there, the gate opens up. There's kind of a creaky noise, and it opens up, and inside is everyone you've ever known, ever thought of knowing. It's filled with smiling faces. There's a huge party going on inside of that garden, and I'd love for you to step in. You're being welcomed. Now you can go and you can talk or hug or laugh with someone, whatever you like. You can choose someone to hang out with for a while. And then if you'd like to, you can go off, go someplace special with them. Where would you like to go today? Would you like to go to the top of a mountain? Would you like to play in a waterfall? Would you like to fly on the back of a dragon? Would you like to find a hot air balloon again? We've done that in the past. We haven't done that for a while. If you'd like to shed off some layers today, some cords, attachments, anything that's holding you to the earth, that's tethering you here, if you'd like to do that, I want you to go find yourself a hot air balloon today. Climb on board. And then as you climb on board of that, we're going to call in Archangel Michael to help you sever and release any cords or attachments today. Anything that's holding you down, weighing you down, making you feel heavy, scared. Anything that's not your own. Any old soul contracts or any old karma that you no longer need to serve. Let's just clear that all away. So as you climb on board, you're just going to let go, release. And there's these beautiful ribbons tied off the sides of your balloon, all different colors. And as you're willing to release, you just kind of reach out, untie that little ribbon. One by one, see yourself untying ribbons and releasing. And every time you do that, your balloon rises just a little bit higher into the sky. You can go as high as you'd like. You just have to let go of all that weight. It's not yours. You don't need to carry it anymore. Lighten your load. You see lots of ribbons getting released. Angels are wrapped around your balloons. They're flying with you. They say you're perfectly safe. There's nothing to fear. Go as high as you like. Some of you are just flying free already. You're like, okay, just cut them all. Archangel Michael comes in with a big blue sword and he just like, and they're gone. They're done. You just severed all of those cords and attachments at one time. How free do you feel right now? Free to fly wherever you want to fly. You don't even have to stay in that balloon. There's nothing to hurt you here. You can fly right out. You can grow some wings and fly off to the moon. Wherever you'd like to go, it's up to you. This is your creation. You get to put anything here that you'd like. So think about some things that you'd like to put into this creation. I see a fairy forest. I love fairy forests. I'm going to go deeply into that forest. There's small little lights. They're lighting my way. If I look closely, they're little fireflies lighting my way deeper into the forest. I see a gingerbread house. Should I go? Who would like to go adventure in that gingerbread house with me? That might be fun. I am not afraid. I am not afraid. I am not afraid. There is no wicked here. There's nothing to be afraid of. I'm going to that gingerbread house and I'm going to take a little nibble because there is nothing in this garden that makes you sick or puts any extra weight on you, you can eat as much sugar as you like. You can eat anything you like. Cheesecake. There is, when I get there, I see a banquet spread all the way around it. And there is a very happy, gentle witch standing there. And she's got a plate full of goodies that she's sharing with me. She's like, you can have anything you like. It's okay. Whatever you like. She just keeps on recreating it. If you want to pull a gumdrop off of her windowsill, that's okay. She shares. She's got a big smile on her face. She's missing a couple of teeth, but it's not scary at all. She's just as gentle as she can be. That's my little fantasy. What is yours? Where do you want to go? I see wildflowers. I see sunflowers. I see butterflies. Dragonflies. I hope you're enjoying this time. And as you're doing that, I feel the energy moving through your physical self, clearing away any cords or attachments, any illness. We're calling in Archangel Raphael to do healing and clearing today to bring about this homeostasis, this state of perfection, balance in your body. Allow for every cell to receive healing as you sit here in your little forest. Enjoy the magic. Do you have a wand in your hand? You can create something with that little wand if you'd like. You can go into the Cave of Wonders and find yourself some beautiful crystals. Diamonds and gold and whatever you dream of. Whatever you like shows up before you. Energy's moving down through the third eye. Quickly. It's a beautiful energy, very gentle, nice and healing. Be easy, relax your body, down into your heart space. Fill your heart up, and as you do that, you're sending healing out through every cell. Big old hearts here today. Down into your solar plexus, clearing away the clutter, letting go of those false beliefs, all those things people have been telling you about yourself since you were born, those things that are not true. You can release them now. Let them go. You are so much more than you've been led to believe. Down into the second chakra, clearing away those energies from past relationships that no longer serve you. Opening you up to new experiences, to new love, to new adventures, to creativity, new projects. Finding your truth. I feel a lot of mama energy. Mama's giving you a big hug. I hope that you found a mother figure, a grandmother. My grandmother loves to meet me when I do this. I feel her energy. She's very calming. Down into the root, lots of heat moving down the legs, all the way down into your feet, and then through the centers of your feet. This energy goes down into the earth, and the earth is so blessed by you for sharing, and she sends that energy right back up, all clean and pure and healing, removing all of those tensions, removing any residual energy from those negative relationships in your life, helping you to stand freely and happily in your own light. I'd like you to start looking around that garden. If there's anything there that you'd like to bring back, it's time to start thinking about returning. Pick yourself a special treasure to bring back. There's more than enough. It never runs out. It's a very generous place. I'm going to bring back a whole tree. I found this pretty little tree that I'd like to bring back with me, and I'm going to bring it back and plant it in my own garden. This is a tree that grows treasures, beautiful treasures. Now I'd like you to envision that higher self of yours, the one that's been playing in the garden. I'd like you to take a big breath and pull them back into your heart space. It's nice and clear and open in there now, and they're grateful that you've done this work, and they're happy to return. Take a big breath. Nice. You're all just so centered, so peaceful. integrating that energy. Can you feel it as it moves through your body, this new light energy that you've just been gifted? Now take one last big breath. If there's anyone that you'd like to send out energy to, Archangel Michael is protecting you. You have more than enough. You've just filled your little well right up. So if you've got someone that has a need, or if you want to send a general clearing, healing energy over the earth, that's okay too. For just about 20 seconds, I'd love for you to take a big breath and send that out. So let's do that now. Beautiful. Nice. As long as you need to, keep it up. And now each one of us is being wrapped in a big bubble of protection. It's just shooting rainbows out everywhere. You're so bright right now that there's these beautiful rainbows just shooting off of you everywhere. So tune that down just a little bit. Kind of turn your light down just a tad so you don't go out into the world blinding people. And you are all perfectly protected, wrapped up in love today. Continued healing. Peace to you. You can count if you need to, but you can come back up out. Start wiggling around, open those eyes. Nice and easy. Perfect. That was beautiful. Thank you for joining me. Family Double Dare. Legends of the Hidden Temple. I remember that Family Double Dare, Lauren. That was fun. They still have shows like that if you look for them. Yeah, Nickelodeon was the one I was trying to think of. That was Nick Jr. was Mac's favorite when he was little. We had to watch all of those shows. I can't even remember most of them, but he really loved that channel. I gotta sign off. I got somebody waiting for me to take me out. There's a few of you still lost in the garden. I love that you stay in that garden and you have so much fun there. Keep creating. Keep creating. Keep pulling yourself into that place where it's magical. And there's love all around you. Ooh, did you see the light change? We're probably going to get another thunderstorm. Take good care of yourselves today. You're so welcome. I think that's Dido. You're so welcome. I hope that your day is filled with peace and happiness and love all around. And I will see you again tomorrow morning at 9:30, I hope. God willing, I will be here. Take good care of yourselves. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.